Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm running a little late, but we're going to get this broadcast in here for you anyway. We're just now lap 1 of 60 here at Lime Rock. We're going to get this broadcast in here for you anyway. We're just now lap 1 of 60 here at Lime Rock. See if I can't cut all this off real quick. And we'll get this broadcast in somehow. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm David Wellborn, and tonight we are here at Lime Rock, and we're going to be here for 60 laps. Try to get this in real quick. Did not know that we was not having a broadcaster here this evening, so just jumping right on into this thing right now. As we got Garrett Maines leading this race, Getty Buckner second, and Richard Springer is third. We are here in the Skippy Barber cars here tonight at Lime Rock Motor Speedway. Just bear with me. All right, I think I got everything just about set up. As I was saying, Mike Springer is third. Ryan Hesgard is currently running fourth. Eric Weatherholtz has moved his way up into fifth place. Matthew DePriest is sixth. Tater Bowman seventh. Mike Lemon eighth. Ashton Slice ninth. PJ O'Leary is 10th. Looks like Ryan Hesgard's in his field tonight as well. He's currently running 11th. And Dustin Jones, I believe, is going to be rounding out our 12th position, as we only had 12 drivers here tonight. And looks like Hesgard's already in pit road for maybe an unscheduled pit stop. Let's see if we can't figure out what's going on with Mr. Hesgard. He looks smooth and everything right here, so. Whoop. Oh, there he goes, right into the fence. That'll do it. As we're back up front, lap 5, Garrett Maines is still up front. Getty Buckner following really close behind. Mike Springer's right behind him. Bill Edwards is in 4th. Eric Weatherholtz 5th. Matthew DePriest going to round out in the 6th. Tater Bowman making a move right there as he gets around DePriest. Not too bad right there. Mr. Bowman's moving up in the world. I like watching these Skippy Barbers go around these tracks here. Again, I'm still not racing. Still don't have the wheel hooked up, but it is what it is. We jump back up front. We got Mike Springer, who is still trailing right in behind Getty Buckner. And Getty way off course. Mike Springer gets by him just by that little bit of off course running there by Mr. Buckner, but he seems to be still hanging in there. Let's see if I can't get some camera angles going on. as they come up the hill right there. That's a little tricky shot here at Lime Rock because you can really break a car loose coming up that hill. It's blind, just about. And the car really wants to get upset right there. Now this is a pretty good battle back here from, looks like 5th all the way back to about 10th. I mean, we got 5 cars here, but then we get back here to Lemon and Slice and O'Leary. And looks like Matthew DePriest just got, really not sure what happened right there. I seen, oh, it's Springer that was falling back in that. He may have had an off-course run-in. But Garrett Maines, he's showing us how to do it once again. I mean, he just hauls the mail around these cars. 2-second lead over Getty Buckner. Springer must have really messed up bad as he went from 3rd or 2nd all the way back to 7th. Doesn't appear to have any damage to his car. And we got Bowman working the back end of Edwards. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this was a short notice. Just popped in, was going to watch the race, and then was going to actually join in the broadcast, but found out that we didn't actually have a broadcaster here this evening. So I'm David Wellborn, and I am filling in for a broadcast here for our Skippy Barber series. And just wanted to make sure our fans didn't miss out, as there's a big battle right here as Tater Bowman and Weatherholtz and Bill Edwards are all doing battle right here. And just believe it or not, we got Matthew DePriest popping in this view as well. So these 4 drivers are really going at it for that 3rd position. Wow, using all the track back there is Bill Edwards, or William Edwards. Mike Springer gets around Edwards. He's finally moving his way back up through the field. Weatherholt's closing in on Bowman. Excuse me there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, looks like Weatherholtz is doing a really good job here this evening. Didn't have enough drivers here tonight, so he decided he was going to run the race. And so at the very last second, I decided I was going to come in and, you know, try to at least capture some of the action going on here tonight. As Getty Buckner is now making his way around, it looks like maybe Dustin Jones or Hesgard. Really not sure who that was. I believe it was Dustin Jones. It is. Garrett Maines is your leader by 4 seconds. Short of wrecking that car, he's probably going to walk away with a win here tonight. And we got Matthew DePriest all over the back end of Mike Springer. But the story here is Weatherholt's trying his best. He did get around Bowman. So Weatherholtz is on the move. He is slowly making his way up this field as he is currently running in 3rd position. Oh, and we got Dustin Jones in the wall right there. Let's see if we can't figure out what happened to him. Believe he's gonna lose it right about at the end of this turn here, going to these S's. Yep, car just breaks loose on him. Oh, hang on to it. Nice job to keep from getting hit. What happened to Weatherholtz while all that was going on? We're sitting here watching Eric Weatherholtz. He was currently in third position. He's got Bowman right behind him. Oh, contact. Something happened. Oh, and Eric loses it all on his own right there, but something happened with Bowman back here. So let's see if we can't roll that back just a little bit and find out what happened with Bowman. Now there's some tight battling going on right here, but oh, Mike Springer gets all in the back end of Bowman. They're able to continue on, but Bowman's got some major rear end damage, and Mike Springer's got some major front end damage. So, yeah, Bowman may actually end up having to tow over that. Now, he makes it to pit road, but he's definitely going to have to use that fast repair. Garrett Maines is still our leader. Getty Butner is following not so far back in second. Matthew DePriest is back up into third. Now we got Mike Lemon, Bill Edwards, and Ashton Slice rounding out the top six here. Bowman is back out on the track, and so is Weatherholtz. Riding back here with Hesgard, who is still on the lead lap and is currently in ninth position. Mike Springer rounds out the 10th position and still on the lead lap. Bowman has went a lap down due to that contact and having to come in and get repairs. We come back to this battle right here between Lemon and Edwards. Edwards trying everything he can to get to Mike Lemon. And this is a battle for fourth position. A lot of activity here tonight with these cars. You can just hear the tires are squealing on Matthew DePriest as he's slinging this car all around this track here this evening. Let's see if we can't jump on board with Mr. DePriest and see what it looks like going a lap through his eyes. And that's that little dip I was talking about. That'll really upset a car real quick. almost like a blind hill right there. You got another one right there that will upset one coming down the hill. And that's one lap with Mr. DePriest here at Lime Rock. These drivers are not doing too bad of a job here this evening. It's going to be a race of attrition. Bowman is back down pit road again, and this time he is down pit road and it's been there for over a minute, so wonder what happened to him. Working lap 18 of 60. Getty Buckner never ceases to amaze me at his skill, not only as a commentator, but as also a race car driver. Here of late, he has really shown that he can do a lot more than talk. He can actually drive these cars. Not having too bad of finishes here lately. Not having too bad of starts here lately. He's really come into his own. Eric Weatherholt's currently riding all by his lonesome here in 7th position. P.J. O'Leary just riding around in 8th. He does have Hesgard closing in on him. Hesgard's, oh, there goes Hesgard all around. He got loose really quick like. Let's see if we can't get another look at that. He's got that car on its complete utter edge. He's gonna grab his curb right here. Got in the grass, and that's all it took. Just that little bit of grass right there. Oh, don't do it. Oh, he's so lucky he didn't get hit right there. It looks like we got a battle back here between Slice and Edwards. Slice is going to the inside. And he's able to make that stick, and he gets around Bill Edwards. Edwards is not allowing him to run away with it, though. Oh, forced check up right there. A little bit of difference in momentum. Edwards had to keep from getting into the back end of Slice. As these two continue to do battle for 5th. Awesome driving right here by these two gentlemen. They're just waiting on one of them to make a mistake. Looks like scheduled pit stops maybe. Matthew DePriest is in. P.J. O'Leary's in. Edwards is still working the back end of Slice, trying to get enough momentum to get around him again. Just got to use some patience. Wait for a mistake. It's so hard to pass here at this track. It looks like Slice has got a little bit of breathing room as he's pulling away slightly over Edwards, and it looks like Mike Springer's now down pit road. Slice is doing everything he can to catch up with Mike Lemon. And it's not that much of a gap between these two, as Slice and Edwards are gaining ever so slightly on Lemon. Can't find some more Mike Springer coming back out on track. Bowman has since retired. First car out of this race. Getty Buckner trying to gain a little ground over Hesgard. But our leader is Garrett Maines. If you just joining this race on lap 24, Garrett Maines has led just about every one of these laps, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if he actually started on the pole. He did start on the pole, so I'm going to imagine that he's led every lap, as we come in just short of the first lap of the green flag falling here this evening. But Maines, no surprise, he's going to walk away with this race short of wrecking his car. But I don't see that happening, as he is a very precise technical driver. We come back to this battle here between Slice and Edwards, and it looks like they have worked their way to Mike Lemon and are currently trying to pass him. Actually, they have passed him. So move Bill Edwards back up into the third position. Ashton Slice is in fourth. Mike Lemon is in fifth. Oh, what was going on right there? Let's roll back and see what that was all about. Just caught that out of the corner of my eye. Looks like the Priest is giving way to Mike Springer. And the Priest is off track. No, that was the 39 of Dustin Jones was off track right there. As it looks like Lemon's trying to battle back, take over that spot away from Edwards, as he does get to the inside. Oh, that's Slice. These two cars are painted so similar in color that I get Slice and Lemon mixed up. But Edwards and Slice are continuing to battle here. So we got now Mike Lemon down pit road. This is probably his scheduled pit stop. On board with Eric Weatherholtz. We jump back here with Getty Buckner as he's made his way around Hesgard. Ashton Slice is pulled away just a little bit over Bill Edwards, not by much. Come back to Hesgard, working, Getty Buckner still working his traffic. Hesgard all over the back end of Buckner. That is not for position though. But it is definitely some good racing right here, even though it's not for position. As Getty Buckner has found his way to the back end of Weatherholtz. Eric doing everything he can to hang on to a top 6. As we now only have 5 drivers that are still on the lead lap. That's Garrett Maines, Getty Buckner, Ashton Slice, Bill Edwards, and Matthew DePriest. Oh, Eric Weatherholt's way off track right there to give way to let those drivers get by. And in doing so, he gives up a position to Ryan Hesgard. Oh, hang on to it, Hesgard. There he goes again. Oh, and he's going to collect Eric Weatherholtz. Unreal. Let's see if we can't get another look at that through riding on board. Once again with Hesgard. He almost hangs on to it. Oh, Weatherholtz tried to avoid him, just chose the wrong direction to go. That's going to end well for Weatherholtz. I'm sure he's going to, yeah, that car's messed up. The back end's beat up, no front end. I'll be surprised if he can make it to pit road with the way that thing's dog tracking right there. The rear tire is so far caved in. Yeah, he's not going to make it to pit road. He's probably, yeah, it won't even turn. He might make it to pit road. But he's going to be on pit road for a while, that's for sure. Well, he must have had a faster pair, because he is back out and away just that quick. Eric Weatherholtz is still on pit road though. Okay. Garrett Maines has pulled over a 12-second lead over top of Getty Buckner. Got Ashton Slice running around in 3rd place. We've got Bill Edwards in 4th. Matthew DePriest is in our 5th position. He can actually see Bill Edwards for that 4th position. Those are our top 5 drivers. They are still running and currently on the lead lap, as we have just passed lap halfway. The top 4 drivers have not come down pit road as of yet. And I'm not sure if Matthew DePriest has actually made his one and only stop, but he is definitely Made one stop down pit road for sure, and that was for 14.3 seconds. Getty Butner doing an awesome job here tonight as he currently runs second. He started second. He's going to continue to run second here as of right now, but he does have Ashton Slice to contend with. Slice is just a little, well, he's almost 20 seconds behind Butner, so I don't think that's going to be much of a competition. But he does have Bill Edwards that was behind him, and he is only 6 seconds back from Slice. And it looks like Matthew DePriest has finally come down pit road, or has been down pit road, and is now just been lapped by Garrett Maines. Or is getting ready to get lapped again by Maines. Who is that in the other car in front of DePriest? That's O'Leary, ain't it? Yeah, that's O'Leary in front of DePriest. As we got Maines getting ready to run into the back end of DePriest. It will not be long before he starts to put DePriest another lap down. Wow. I mean, he was all in the grass. That back end was completely sideways, and he still holds it. Maines just does an absolutely phenomenal job here in these cars. I mean, he just manhandles the thing. As he's got to work the lap traffic. Oh, he just does clear O'Leary. Got him off of his rhythm there just a little bit as he went flying by O'Leary. Luckily, there was enough room right there to get by. Maines just handles that car completely sideways through these turns, burning those tires up and still able to gain ground like no other driver I've ever seen able to do, the way he just manhandles this machine at most tracks that he's been at here in the Skippy Barbers. I mean, it's the same story. He just manhandles the car. DePriest is doing everything he can to stay there, but as you can see right there, Maines is gaining on him. It's not going to be long before he's going to have to surrender. Don't block. I thought DePriest was going to try to throw a block on to keep Maines back, but he does let him go finally, as Maines does get around DePriest. Getty Butner kind of like in no man's land right now. No competition around him. Basically just out for a little Sunday drive here this evening till he can start working to the back end of some traffic. Bill Edwards is the last car on the lead lap. He is still yet to come down pit road. Ashton Slice has not come down pit road. Neither has Getty Buckner nor Garrett Maines. They are all still out on 38 lap fuel run and tires here this evening. As we got a little less than 22 laps to go in this race. Just can't get over how Maines is able to come to these tracks week in and week out and just dominate in these Skippy Barbers. Mike Lemon riding around in 6th. B.J. O'Leary in 7th. Hesgard 2 laps down, but still in this thing in 8th position. Mike Lemon, same, 2 laps down, currently riding in 9th. Dustin Jones, 2 laps down and in 10th. Eric Weatherholtz seems to have retired, and Tater Bowman is retired. Wished I'd have known that Weatherholtz was going to retire. I'd have pulled him up into the booth here and he could have commentated this for us a little bit. Let me see if I can't find him real quick. Where is Mr. Maines at? There he is. As looks like Maines is gathering to the back end of Mr. Jones, and quietly makes it past Mr. Jones. Just can't get over Getty. Still having that good run here in that Susan G. Coleman Skippy Barber car here this evening. Not too bad of a run from Mr. Butner. Ashton Slice got a last minute. Oh, hang on to it, Slice. Hang on to it. Wow. He almost lost it right there. As he wanted to race here tonight and got the last minute decision in to give him a thumbs up to get in here to race this evening. And he's not doing too bad of a job here as he's currently running 3rd. Bill Edwards not doing too bad of a job here either. He is currently running 4th, last car on the lead lap. I imagine these drivers are going to be coming down pit road real shortly, as we're working less than 18 laps to go here in this race. I know they can't make it on fuel. I need to mention that most people don't know, or may know, or don't know. Either way, heavy heart here this evening as we lost Joe Gibbs Racing. Mr. Gibbs, believe he passed away yesterday. I heard that this evening on the news. So really, really sad time for our sport, losing Mr. Gibbs. And he was also a coach. So yeah, just a real sad thing. But back to Mr. Maines. Maines is just simply dominating here this evening. Hesgard, after his moments, he is still hanging in there. And he is coming up to the back end of PJ O'Leary. And this is for position, by the way. So we'll see if Hesgard can... Oh, there he goes again, once again. Almost got that position made up and was going to be able to take it away from O'Leary. And ends up spinning the car once again. And now he's going to have, instead of 0.6 of a second to gain back on O'Leary, he now has 8 seconds to make up. Mike Lemon not doing too bad here this evening. Currently running around in 6th. Ashton Slice. Getty Buckner finally down pit road. Let's see if it's a fuel only or if he's actually going to take some tires. With 15 laps to go, I would assume that he's just going to grab some fuel and go. And don't see the car going up. Fuel only. 9.9 second stop from Mr. Buckner. Ashton Slice is down pit road. Let's see what his decision is. Fuel only or if he's going to make a tire stop. Looks like he's going to be a fuel only as well. And 10.7 seconds for Mr. Slice. So we're waiting on Garrett Maines and Bill Edwards to come down pit road. Both drivers have yet to come down pit road. Maines has got to be running low on fuel. And here he comes down pit road. Let's see how long his pit stop is. Oh, he overshoots his pit. Like that's going to really affect him with as big a lead as he had. 11 seconds, 2 seconds of it was spent backing up. So not a bad stop for Mr. Maines. This race is slowly coming to an end. You got to watch out this traffic as he's trying to get around Dustin Jones. He just got around Slice. I believe that's Slice behind him. No, that's got to be Mike Lemon. Those two cars are so alike that it's hard for me to distinguish them. Got about 11 laps to go this time by. Edwards looked like he's there just to cruise along to try to secure himself a nice third place finish. Matthew DePriest, about the same, working on a fourth place finish. Ashton Slice, all by his lonesome, riding around for fifth. Got to be careful working this traffic here in these closing laps. Don't want to take yourself out. Don't want to lose this race for overdriving the car with these slick old tires. Mr. Maines just simply just keeps manhandling this machine. As we've got 10 laps to go. Looks like Hesgard is finally retired. Not sure what brought that upon, but Hesgard is going to retire in 9th position. Edwards down pit road finally for his stop with 10 laps to go. Looks like he's going to be grabbing fuel only as well. Long fuel stop. Long fuel stop. I wonder if he took a whole tank. He probably forgot to adjust the fuel settings there for his pit stop. And he's going to be doing battle with Mike Lemon for position, as that long pit stop allowed Lemon to get in front of him. So he's going to be battling it out with Mr. Lemon for that 5th spot. Dusty Jones back down pit road once again. Here's where you got to be careful. Trying to get around P.J. O'Leary here at the last closing in of these few laps that we have here. Don't need to catch him in a wrong spot. O'Leary's going to definitely give him plenty of room to get by him. Oh, what are you doing, Maines? Let's go back and take a quick look at that. Find out what just went on with Mr. Maines there. I think he's just going to overdrive it. Well, that's exactly what happens. Overdrove the turn. And he's closing laps. I mean, he's got the field just about completely lapped. Don't need to start making those mental mistakes here in these last few closing laps. Getty Butner still doing nicely, 16 seconds back off of Maines, but he's still got a comfortable position as Matthew DePriest is 38 seconds back off of Garrett Maines and 22 seconds back off of Butner. So Getty Butner not going to have a bad job here tonight, as if he can hold together for the next 5 laps, he'll walk away with a top 3 finish here this evening. Matthew DePriest sitting here, dealing with Dustin Jones, a lapper. Does make it by him pretty safely. Not a bad run here this evening for Mr. Slice. I believe this is, oh, somebody just hit the wall somewhere. I just heard it. And believe it or not, that was Dustin Jones. Let's take a look at that real quick. Car kind of got squiggly there coming up that hill with that dip. He just overshoots it, gets into the grass, and loses control. He's going to make himself down pit road. So we got 5 laps to go this time. We'll sit here and watch Mr. Maines for these last 5 laps. As it has been his show here this evening. There is no competition anywhere else between any of these other drivers. They're all spread out pretty evenly. Maybe the closest one is going to be Bill Edwards catching Mike Lemon. He's got 5 laps to catch up 2 seconds off of the back end of Mike Lemon. And I can't see a significantly amount of gain between Edwards on Lemon. In fact, I do believe Lemon is pulling away from Mr. Edwards. At least that's what I'm seeing on my timing screen. Awesome job here by Mr. Maines tonight. We got 3 laps to go this time. Just got to make sure that you do everything nice and smooth here for these last 3 laps. What an awesome job. I'm not even sure these drivers know that this race is actually being broadcasted here this evening. But we are going to try to get the top 3 in here this evening. Garrett Maines is manhandling this thing. He's only got to do it for 1 more lap. Let's jump on board with him as he gets ready to take this final lap around here at Lime Rock. We got the white flag this time by. Garrett Maines is going to be our winner, followed by Getty Buckner, Matthew DePriest, Ashton Slice, Mike Clement, Bill Edwards, and PJ O'Leary are going to be the top 7 drivers that are continually running at the end of this event here this evening. Dustin Jones will be the first car off track in 8th. Ryan Hesgard 9th, Mike Springer 10th, Eric Weatherholtz 11th, and Tater Bowman is 12th. That's going to round out our field here this evening. And we're going to see if we can't grab some interviews real quick if I can find the drivers and they're still here for the interviews. We're going to look for Matthew DePriest real quick. Mr. DePriest, you got a copy? Mr. DePriest, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, not too bad of a job here this evening, man. Let's see, you started this race 11th. You're going to come home 3rd. Man, walk us through it.
Started at the back and didn't kill myself and ended up here.
Well,
that's about it.
That sounds about right. A lot of people have
avoided one pretty nasty wreck with Tater and a couple other guys. That was the only really scary part.
Yeah. That was a aha moment right there. I was like watching you, and then all of a sudden I seen Bowman get hit in the rear end. I was like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, I wore my brown shorts though, so it's okay.
I hear you. Well, shout outs, brother.
What's that?
I said, you got any shout outs?
Yeah, everybody, the DPR guys for putting it on, and Getty for promoting this series. Sorry, I'm still driving here too. DPR guys for yakking my ear off while we're driving, and
I hear you.
You for broadcasting.
Yeah, I just jumped in here tonight, and all of a sudden we wasn't going to have a broadcast, so I'm like, oh no, we're gonna have a broadcast. So
I wasn't expecting an interview because they said beforehand we weren't. So that was caught me off guard coming in here.
Yep, that's why I'm getting ready to grab these other gentlemen real quick. Well, congratulations on your top 3 finish there, Mr. Priest.
All right, you have a good one, man.
You too. Move him back to Dysfunctional Patriots, and we'll see if we can't grab Getty Butner. Mr. Butner, you got a copy?
Yes, David, I do. How's it going, buddy?
How's it going for you, man? You started this race second. You ended up finishing in second. Walk us through it, man.
Well, yeah, I had decent speed, but there is a 20x limit, and at the beginning of the race, I was kind of hanging on to Garrett and keeping in front of Mike Springer pretty well, and then I started getting some X's on the exit of I believe it's turn 10. I can't remember. So I started kind of backing it down, and once I got a decent gap between me and the guy behind me, I kind of just running laps, man, and the car felt okay. The track broke in pretty well, so I was really able to just comfortably just ride around and not push it too hard, but push it hard enough where I can maintain my position that I finished in.
Well, I popped in, was going to co-broadcast with Weatherholtz this evening, and he informed me they didn't have a broadcast, so I was like, oh, wait a minute, let me see what we can't get going on. So I threw this thing together right at the last minute. DePriest was not even, he was really shocked that he was getting an interview, so.
Yeah, no, I'm obviously surprised as well. I wasn't sure if we were going to have a broadcast or not, so I definitely appreciate it, David.
Well, you know me, if I'm sitting here at this computer and it needs to be broadcasted and I'm not doing anything, I'll get it in one way or the other.
No, that we definitely appreciate it.
I know the fans do for sure. I mean, it was probably a boring broadcast, but it was a last-minute decision, no thought going into it or anything. Shout-outs, get them in, brother.
Well, I gotta thank my buddy Andy, and we're part of SGK also, who I the teammates that I had this race was DPR, but gotta thank everybody. S2R helps me out. DPR is a huge help. We hang out and do a lot of racing, and then of course you for stepping in broadcasting, Eric Weatherholtz, the whole DRL TV, and I gotta thank these drivers that keep coming out here. Road racing isn't something that is, it's not super popular here in the Dynasty Racing League. So the fact that these drivers keep coming out and keep having fun, that means a lot to me as someone who built this series up. So hopefully we can keep this amount of drivers, if not maybe add a couple going forward as we end. I think we got 4 races left after this. So, but that's the big one. Is I just got to thank the drivers for coming out. That's the whole reason we do this.
Yeah, I would have been here, and finished out the season and everything, but once I got so far back over my computer being there, I'm no competition, don't want to be in here breaking, you know me, just don't want to wreck somebody who's actually got a chance at winning a good championship, even if it is a Winter Series championship. So.
Yeah, no, it's nice to have these drivers keep coming out, and, again, with just a few races left, hopefully we can get a good showing. And if we do, there's the possibility of another road series opening up, with Mazdas or something like that. It's certainly a possibility. If we keep the attendance we have now, probably not. But I'm just proud of the guys that we have in here. It was good racing.
Well, once we get back in our regular seasons, there may be drivers that actually want to compete in a road series. So don't hang up your hat on that road series just yet, brother.
10-4, David. Again, appreciate your broadcasting last minute, and I know whoever was watching certainly appreciates that more than anything.
Okay, well, you have a great night, Mr. Butner. I'll put you back down.
Yeah, you as well, David. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Move him back down to Dysfunctional Patriots as I come back down here and grab Mr. Maines. Mr. Maines, you got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir.
Well, no, you wasn't expecting the interview after everybody said we wasn't being broadcasted here this evening, but man, another dominant event here for you at Lime Rock. I only saw one little mishap from you, and that was like 8 or 9 laps to go. You slung that thing wide through the grass there. Walk us through your race. There's not much to walk through, but at least walk us through it.
Okay, well, that one incident that you're referring to, I can't feel where it is, but You know how if you hit your funny bone, your whole arm goes numb, and you can feel it. That nerve is kind of irritated, so if you touch it the wrong way, it goes numb again. Something happened in my brake leg. Dude, my leg jumped so hard. Going into that corner, I couldn't feel my foot, so I didn't know what I was doing. And I just sent it in there. I'm like, I can't feel it. It's like I guess I hit it on the side of my cockpit, right in, right on that nerve.
Yep.
And it made me jump. I was like, I thought somebody grabbed me. I jumped so hard. Like, I've never done that before.
Wow. I knew something had happened to you because, I mean, you really drove it deep in there, and you still held on to it and got back around P.J. O'Leary there, but wow. I mean, that was like, oh, man, is he going to wreck it right here at the end of the race?
Yeah, I was hoping not. I didn't really have it, sideways enough that I felt like I was going to spin, but it's definitely a sketchy place to go off. But that whole race, it was just, honestly, I was just going for the fast time the whole time. I had the last lap up, and I was just, every corner, I was trying to get the most out of it, and I was kicking up a lot of dust, I'm assuming, because I got like 17x.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if I said manhandle in it one time, I probably said it 30 times. The way you just simply manhandle these cars. I mean, I don't know how you do it and keep them straight, brother. If I tried that, I'd be eating the fence or be pulling a Hesgard. Hesgard tried to do what you did here tonight and ended up spinning like 3 or 4 times. So, yeah, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I definitely, I didn't expect to honestly do anything here. I've always hated line rock. This car stuck just right through some of the corners to make them a little less complicated. If you hit your line right, it was good. There at the end, it started to lose the front end grip, but it was overall setup turned. Didn't really expect it to. What I run typically official series, it's like it just doesn't stick like that. It drives completely different. So it was definitely a good experience to get to enjoy this place and to avoid it and never race.
There's temperature differences between the officials and these, right?
Yeah, and that definitely plays a little bit of a part of it. But it's been a while since I've raced these actually, but it's definitely I've enjoyed this league thoroughly just because every week, yes, it's a great setup they got going. Definitely gotten some enjoyment.
Any other shout outs you want to get in before we let you go?
Honestly, I gotta thank Getty for keeping this thing running and everybody that keeps showing up. I mean, we wouldn't have wasn't for it, so definitely been good. Hopefully we can keep getting our numbers going back in the right direction, and we'll have some good races at Tsukuba next week.
Oh, right. I hear you. Well, again, congratulations on another win here in the Skippy Barbie Series.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Sir. And as we get ready to roll this thing out real quick, we're going to do a quick looking at our I can't even talk now, point schedule here. Looks like Garrett Maines is still leading and is probably going to walk away with this. Well, he's 64 points ahead of Mike Springer, so Maines will probably have to not show up for the last few events to actually lose this series, as he's going to put another win in that win circle right there, giving him 5 wins of the series. This is race number 6, if I'm not mistaken, so yeah. Come out here and win 5 of the 6 races. Looks like Anthony Burroughs is won the only other race. Springer is second. Mark Emerson's going to be third. Anthony Burroughs, with his 1 win, is going to be fourth. Tater Bowman, even though he's out of the race early this evening, is still fifth. Hesgard, 6th. Matthew Dupree, 7th. Tommy Bordeaux, 8th. Getty Buckner is going to be coming up the ranks as he just passed all these drivers here tonight and got him a second place finish right in behind Garrett Maines, so he's going to be gaining quite a few points here this evening. With that being said, let's get our unofficial results in. Garrett Maines led 60 laps of 60. Getty Buckner was second. Matthew Dupree third. Ashton Slice fourth. Mike Lemon fifth. Bill Edwards sixth. P.J. O'Leary 7th. Dustin Jones 8th. Ryan Hesgard 9th. Mike Springer was 10th. Rounding out our field was Eric Witherholtz and Tater Bowman. Our next broadcast is going to be at whatever track he said it is. I can't pronounce it. I think he says Tsukuba. Whatever. It's some kind of Japanese track, and we're going to be there for that next Monday night. Me or somebody will be broadcasting that 55 lap race. One way or the other, we'll get it into you. I know y'all don't want to miss a race, and if I got anything to do about it, we're not going to be missing no races around here. Very next broadcast that we're going to have here is going to be tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on to your shorts. We're going to be at Talladega International Speedway. We're going to be there in them K&N cars, man, and I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to have one heck of a race there. So come back tomorrow night, please, and enjoy a 47-lap race at Talladega with our A split. We'll come back again Wednesday night, and we'll do it all over again with our B split. Can't wait to run. I can't wait to at least broadcast and watch these races. You can guarantee I'm going to be broadcasting probably tomorrow night and Wednesday night, just so that we got plenty of coverage going on for our Talladega races. I know Mr. Branch wouldn't mind me jumping in there and broadcasting with him tomorrow night. Don't know if Wenzel's going to be there or not, but one way or the other, we're going to have a co-broadcasting team tomorrow night for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, we want to thank James Pandolf Tater Bowman for starting this league. Want to thank Bowman for all his financial and marketing work that he does here for our league. Martin Wenzel and Jordan Gonzalez for our graphics and technical work. Want to thank the broadcasters, myself, David Welborn Jr., Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, Ryan Branch, Jason Taylor, James Pandolf, and Eric Witherholtz. Got to thank the administrators, Tater Bowman, myself, Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, James Pandolf, and Ryan Branch. Want to thank the administrator and race control for our Cup Series, Tater Bowman. Want to thank the administrator race control for our Grand National Series was Martin Wenzel. Administrator and race control for our Winona Road Truck Series was Getty Buckner. Administrator and race control for our Pro Series is James Pandolf, and race control is Eric Witherholtz. Administrator and race control for our Oval Series is Jeremy Hebel, and administrator and race control for our Skippy Barbers is Getty Buckner. Got to thank Getty for all the hard work that he's done in this series, and just want to give a big hats off to him for sticking with it. You know, I enjoy watching the series. Would have much rather enjoyed racing it, but some things happen, so not going to be able to make it, and not going to come in here halfway through the season and ruin anybody's chances at a championship. So that's just the caliber driver I am. Not going to do that. Not going to ruin somebody else's race just because I want to race. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude our broadcast here this evening for DRL TV, Dynasty Racing League, here for the Skippy Barber Road Series. Please come back and join us tomorrow night, as we will be at Talladega, and looking forward to that race. Good night and God bless, ladies and gentlemen.